Good evening, students. This is the first topic in matrices, which is very widely used in computer science and engineering and programming purposes. The thing is that these fundamentals, if you are aware, then you can able to compute the requirements as given in the problem very simply. Let us start matrices. So, topic 1. Here we are going to discuss the fundamentals. Let us say part 1. So I divided the topics into parts so that all fundamentals can be covered for a layman to understand and easy for the students to compute the problems as required. Under this part 1, first one, we need to define a matrix. How to define a matrix? Define a matrix. Number 2, mode or method of counting rows and columns. So let us discuss these two in very effective and simple manner so that easy to understand how to define a matrix and method of counting rows and columns. Just have a look about these two topics so that we can able to do these two. 1, 2. In next video also we are going to continue 3, 4, 5, 6 like that till all fundamentals have been covered. So slowly the topics will be explained in detail. I request or suggest the students to focus completely. So first one, definition. Definition of a matrix. Simple to write. A. An array, I write. ARRAY. Array means arrangement or pattern. An array of elements. Elements, there are of two types here. I am going to write down in the flower bracket. First one, numbers. Elements can be numbers. Or number 2, lower case letters. LOVR, lower case letters. That means small alphabets. Only numbers or only lower case letters, or third option, both. Both in sense the elements can be numbers along with lower case letters in some cases. So an array meaning means arrangement or pattern. This one I gave you for understanding purpose. The meaning of array, ARRAY, of elements. Elements, there are three categories. First category, all the elements may be numbers, or all the elements may be lower case letters, or combination of both. Some numbers will be there, and also lower case letters will be there. An array of elements. We can skip these two when you are going to give the definition. It is for understanding purpose I gave. Simply to say an array of elements in rows and columns is called a matrix. Is called or defined a matrix. Only one line definition. An array of elements in rows and columns is called a matrix or is defined to be a matrix. Definition of a matrix. Hope it is clear to you. And after this one, we are going to see some note points what you have to focus on this. Only first one, definition of a matrix. Definition has been covered, is a one line sentence. In other things I gave you for your understanding purpose, how you can able to visualize or imagine a matrix can be like this. Under same heading, so just focus the note points with the other color. Note. Same on definition. Note. First one. Matrix, if you say, it is a singular word. Singular form. If you say matrices, it is just plural form. Matrix means singular form. Plural form is matrices. Note 3. Matrices are denoted by, means how you are going to name a matrix. Further, we are going to discuss the examples there. Matrices are denoted by uppercase letters. Uppercase means capital letters, uppercase letters. That is capital A. To name a matrix, capital B, capital C, I, O, P, Q, R, etc. Frequently, we are going to encounter or we are going to use these alphabets to name a matrix. Capital A by default, sometimes B, C, if three are there. I stands for special matrix. O stands for special matrix. These two are exclusively used for special type of matrices. Later, we can able to come across. In some cases, we can use capital P, capital Q, capital R, etc. That is about first part of fundamentals, how to define a matrix, and what are the note points you have to note under that. Matrix means singular form. If only one matrix is given to you, it is called a matrix. If more than one matrices are given to you, then we can use matrices A or B or C like that. And how you name a matrix or how you denote a matrix, we are going to use only uppercase letters or alphabets. Capital alphabets we can able to use to name a matrix. By default A, B, C, special matrices I, O. In some other cases we can use P, Q, R, etc. Three note points. In continuation, note number 4. Continuation. Fourth note. Short form of a matrix. Short form is also called as compact form. Compact of a matrix. So in general, we are going to show, instead of showing all the elements in a matrix, short form we can able to use. Mostly in some theorems to prove these type of notations they are going to use. Note for continuation, because I am using a different color text so that you can able to differentiate where you have to give the importance for that. So generally by default we name capital A, capital A. It is name of the matrix capital A by default. We use square brackets to denote elements in that. Instead of showing all the elements inside the square bracket, because we have taken A there, we take small a. If you take capital B, take small b. Here we write I, J, small I, small j as subscripts for Aij. That means I stands for row number, J stands for column number, where I denotes the row number, which row, and small j denotes the column number, COLUMN, column number. You see, under only first definition, note points will cover some fundamentals like that. Compact form, if you want to write down any matrix without showing all the elements, we will use capital letter to represent a matrix or to denote a matrix. By default, we take capital A is equal to square brackets A, small a, these are called elements. Whatever you show inside that square bracket, they represent elements. As I already gave you, elements can be pure numbers or pure lowercase letters or combination of both. Later I am going to give you an example for this so that you can able to understand what is the meaning of row number, what is the meaning of column number. I and J I wrote here. In some text they will write I comma J, but no need. Just you write I J inside the square bracket. Let us see an example under the same note, 4 only. Hope you are able to follow the terminology and the sentences what I am going to use here. Let us see one example for this model. I will give the expanded form and also short form for this. How to show a given matrix in long form and short form. It is short form. Example. Long form. Generally in textbooks, they give long form. Let us say I write capital A. Now the matrix will have a symmetric property. Means how many rows are there? Each row, how many elements are there? How many rows you are going to build up? Every row must contain same number of elements. Similarly, every column must contain same number of elements. That is called systematic arrangement of the elements. For example, first always write down the elements. Let us say a few numbers here. I will take 5, 2, -3, 1. Maintain proper spacing between each number. Each one is called a number. Element here, few numbers I have taken there. Element 5, element 2, element -3, element 1. Proper spacing. Now again I am going to take one more row. Writing left side to right side is called row pattern. -1, 0, 2, 6. I am going to build up one more row below that. Rows, if you want to write down top to down, we are going to write down here 0, 1, 1. Now you see 4 elements have been taken. 5, 2, minus 3, 1. That constitutes one row, row 1. Minus negative 1, 0, 2, 6. That constitutes elements of row 2. 0, 1, 1, 4. Elements of row 3. Now, when you want to see column wise, 5 minus 1, 0. 3 elements constitute in column 1. 2, 0, 1 are the elements of column 2. Negative 3, 2, 1 are the elements of column 3. 1, 6, 4 are the elements of column 4. Now we will enclose them using square bracket. Be careful. And bottom here, subscript, we are going to give the size of the matrix. Size means how many rows are there, how many columns are there. So first row number, then column number. How many rows are there? How to count rows? 1, 2, 3. Or we can count 1, 2, 3. So we have to count next topic to how to count mode of counting rows and columns. That we cover here only. So there are 3 rows. 1, 2, 3. Columns 1, 2, 3, 4 by 4. So row 1, row 2, row 3. C1, C2, C3, C4. 3 rows, 4 columns. It is long form of the matrix. Long form. How you show this size in compact form? Long form, this is one. Compact form, I'll show here below that. Compact form. Same thing, we write capital A is equal to square bracket. We take small a, I, j. Here, how many rows are there? Rows 3 are there. So, row number is 1, 2, 3. So, you must write here where we write I here. I will take numbers from 1 to 3 because 1, 2, 3 rows are there. And J, column number. Columns 1, 2, 3, 4 are there. It starts from 1, ends with 4. Row number is 1, 2, 3. Column number 1 to 4. 1 to 4. Here elements, your choice. They are random elements. That's why I have taken A there. It won't give you what is A is 5 like that. Suppose you want what is 5. What is 5 represent here? We write it is in first row, first column. First row, first column. Just draw an imaginary line and column here. What is 5? It comes under row 1 and column 1. So what is your A11 here? A11 is equal to 5. So element of first row, first column. Similarly, if I take this 2, if I write this one, A 2, 3. Second row, third column. Row number 2, column number 3. What is the element there? Row number 2, column 3. It is 2. Like that, we can use. Here I have covered how to count rows. The topic 2 is covered. Rows are counted from top to down. Columns are counted from left to right. Let us make it clear. Let us make it clear. Here itself. The second one, what I have given in the beginning, in first part of the fundamentals of the matrices, I covered the definition with note points 4 and one example showing long form and short form. So second one, mode or method of counting rows and columns of a matrix. This is already covered in the example only. So how you count rows? Rows, how to count? are counted from top to bottom. This remember. R1, R2, R3, top to bottom. Columns are counted from left to right side. C1, C2, C3, C4 as seen in example. Hope you all followed these two fundamental topics. First one, definition of a matrix, how to define. Number one, number two, how to count rows and columns of a given matrix. So we have covered note points regarding terminology with examples, short form, long form. So do share these things to your friends so that they can able to understand or learn the topics very simply, and subscribe the channel. So these are the things you can able to update yourself. You can able to share to your friends. They also can develop to understand subject. For this to happen, you people need to share these videos to your friends and tell them to subscribe. All the best.